Here's an incredibly simple trick how to get 10 to 15% more compost. The idea is to grow green matter on top of your compost pile.
So I want to explain this layout of this compost pile. So we have about 60 containers. This was a huge hole. We have this filled up with 60 containers of rotting fig fruit, rotting fig leaves and twigs. So this was filled up, and what we did is we put 10 centimeters of good topsoil on top. Then what we did is we put a nice grass on top of here and we let it grow. Our next step is we plant a second plant on top, which is alfalfa. And this alfalfa is pelletized, so it's red. It's a bright red color. So it's really easy to see where it lands. So I've seeded this already with alfalfa. And what I do is I take a garden hose and I wash it in. And there's hardly any red showing here. That's all washed into the ground with the pressure from the water. So here's the logic behind this. So we want the alfalfa and this green grass to grow into the compost pile, and the roots are entering inside of the fig fruit and the rotting tree leaves and branches. So the logic behind this is this 10 centimeters of soil is going to have the roots going through it very quickly and into the compost area. And why do we do this? We do this because we have such, desire for good soil here. We don't have enough black soil. So by doing this, we gain about 10 to 15% more soil. But we need to let the alfalfa get about this big, and then we just cultivate it in. We don't let the alfalfa go crazy and go 4 foot down. We stop at when it's about 10 inches tall. Then we cultivate it all in with a pitchfork, and we just leave it. And then we plant our final crop on top of this. So we actually don't even move this soil. It stays here, but it's been completely conditioned by the fact that we're allowing the roots from the grass and from the alfalfa to enter that compost area. Most people don't understand when a root system goes into a soil, it changes the constellation of that soil. It's a much better organic material when the roots are going into a soil that had no life in it. It changes completely. It turns darker. It has micronutrients working in there. It's a complete change when something is growing on top of soil. So make sure when you're doing a compost pile, and you don't need to rotate it or anything, you can always remember that you can seed on top of it. And if you have time, this is the easiest way to do it, because time will take care of this soil and give you about 10 to 15% more topsoil by the time it's all done. You're actually getting compost from the alfalfa decaying and from the grass decaying. That's how it works. That's how we gain soil here.